Guys, a Dutch jail, the most maximum security jail in Holland, is called Vught, where I had the how do I call it? Where I had the privilege to stay, and I'm going to tell you all about my experience in the most maximum security prison in jail, like as a 15-year-old kid. So, guys, bear with me. I'm Dutch, so English is not my first language. But anyway, guys, we were like with a big group of guys, 10, 15 guys, and we were bored. In that time, we didn't have smartphones. And you know what kids back then did. I am 38. I don't know what your age is when you're watching this video. But in my time, we were all on the streets every day. The most punishment, the best punishment that our parents could give us was staying inside. Then we would sit in front of the windows all day. Mom, Dad, can we go outside? Can we go outside? Please, please, please. That was really the best punishment for kids when I was young. And yeah, so we were with a group of guys, and on one day we thought, um, one guy had the idea to steal a car, and he knew a really easy way to steal a car, only with a screwdriver. So that's what we did, and I will talk to you guys step by step how to do it, because these are really old cars and they will not be made anymore, so it doesn't even matter. Because if it was, I wouldn't tell you guys, because I don't want to no bring some people crazy ideas. So you only need a screwdriver, and we unlock the door with a screwdriver, and then you wiggle a little bit, and then the pin lock click open, and then one guy goes in the passenger side with his feet on the steering wheel, and then another guy goes in the driver's side, and he takes the steering wheel like this, and then one guy with his feet and one guy with his arms, and then clack, and then the steering lock is off. So then the final step. It was so easy, guys. We took like 40, 50 in the span of 3, 4 months in the winter. Yeah, so then you take off the under the driver dashboard. There is like a black thing. You pull it off, and you have like these cables. You click it off, put the screwdriver in, and then you and then you have it. And you know what happened, guys? When it happens, when it's going good one time, 3 times, 4 times, you're young, you're dumb, and we didn't even sell it. We didn't earn money with these cars. We just joyride, and when we were done, we left them at the side of the road, or we burned them, or we didn't even earn money with it. It was just for fun to joyride. But stupid, I'm now old, and I know. Imagine if you wake up in the morning and your car is gone. That's not fun, and I am really sorry for that, because I'm now older and wiser, and I would never, ever, ever do that. Because I know we all work hard for our money, especially in time of inflation, so I would never, ever. But young, dumb, and you make mistakes, and you live with it, and you just make sure that you never do it again. But for me, the jail was so traumatizing. No, I was cured. I was cured forever. I realized I didn't want to go back ever, ever, ever again, and that's just what I did. Now I am a hardworking guy who goes to the gym, works hard, earns his money fair and square, pays his taxes. So that's all good. Anyway, guys, so that's what we did. We were so cocky. Eventually, we just took cars in front of people's door, and nobody noticed. So eventually, we drove and we drove, and we thought, why would we steal a new one if I just can get some free gas? It's much easier than steal a new one. So we drove to a gas station, and we took the gas, got in the car, got away, and 2 or 3 minutes later, our 2 or 3 minutes. It was really, really fast. I guess there must be a cop nearby, close. We heard it. Oh shit! And I thought, oh no, oh my god, why? What did I do? So that's when we realized there's no way out because our city is so small and there will be cops, a lot of cops in no time. So we parked that car and then we jumped in the woods, ran away. I lost my shoe in the mud. I was on my socks. I was all covered in mud. So what did I do? I hide myself in the bushes and then dogs. So it was over. It was done. No way back. And yeah, the first thing what the cop asked me was, "How old are you?" I said, 15. Yeah, you look like that, and it's not gonna be a fun time for you. So go to jail. First, I go to a small jail in my own city. They can hold you for maximum of 6 hours, I think. And back then, I don't know now. So I was sitting there for 6 hours, and these cops said, "So, son, you do realize you're the youngest in here?" I said, "I don't know." And he said, "You better talk." But I was like young. I listened to rap. I listened to gangster rap, and I thought I was this tough guy. And I said, "No, I'm not gonna tell anything. I didn't do anything. I was just in that car, and I don't know. I only know one people, and that's it." And he said, "Okay, guy, if you want to play that game, that's no problem. We're gonna take you to the next jail, and that's like a jail where you can stay up to 6 days, I think, 3 or 6. And they hold me there for 4, so I think 6. And it's like the police station, like before they bring you to the big jail. And I had to stay there for 4 days, and it was so traumatizing to me because you only had like this small window, and you couldn't even see if it was day or night. And when I woke up in the middle of the night and I was looking outside and I thought, oh, is it already like a day? Is it already the next day? And then I realized it wasn't the next day. I was just waking up 100 times because of the bed, because the bed was so uncomfortable. There was like this square pillow and you just couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I had like this metal toilet and a metal sink, and I had only one plateau with some magazines, and I read these magazines like 500 times. I'm now 38, so it's 23 years later. I still can remember some of the things who were in those magazines. 23 years later, guys. So if you want to do something criminal and you're like a soft guy like me, don't do it because jail is not fun. And then even we in Holland, our jails are uh, compared to America or compared to other countries in South America or something. Our jails aren't even that bad. And I still was like, I don't I want to get home. And 2 times a day you could go out for 30 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes, and were you were put in this square with a cage above you, and then you could like there smoke a cigarette or uh, something, just stay outside, have some fresh air. That's it. No shower for 4 days. On the last day when I got home, I could brush my teeth with like this plastic throwaway brush, and that was basically it. And these cops were like hammering on me to tell me what I've done, which the guys' others names, and I just wouldn't. I was like this small stubborn kid. My dad, he wasn't supposed to see me, and my mom and dad were in a divorce at that time, so I didn't saw my mom. I only saw my dad, and he was like he couldn't see me, and he said to the cop, "I want to see my son. If I can't see my son, I don't leave this place." And so he was like, yeah, he was like, "I want you just to see my son, or else there's gonna be like some problems here." And So eventually he could see me, but I was like, so yeah, how do I say it? I was not in shock, but I was so effed up that I didn't want to be there. I could only cry, and because of all the situation, and I was biting my nails until bleeding, and I just wanted to get home. I felt like a really small kid over there. I was like this small, stupid, tough guy on the street, but over there, I just wanted to go home. I just couldn't. I couldn't be there anymore. I just sometimes when I woke up in the night and I was in this square box and I just got claustrophobic. I just couldn't. I wanted to get out. So every time I heard someone walking to the corridor with keys, I thought, "Oh, please open my door! Please open my door!" And then they walked past, and then I was like, "Oh no!" So eventually, I didn't say nothing. So I had to go to Vught, the most maximum security prison in Holland, and I was brought over there with a bus, with a police van, and I had to first go to a judge, and he said to me, "Your time will be extended with 2 weeks, I think, at first." And then I had to come back to the judge, and then he's going to think about and say if I had to stay longer. And I was I had to go to Vught, and I came there, and I was put in this small room with only a rubber square thing for to sit on and a rubber mattress. And I asked this officer, "Do I have to stay in this room for like the rest for the period?" And he said, "No, you will be escorted to a group with some cells and like an area to sit where also other guys were." So that was like a relief that I didn't have to stay in this room, because if I had to stay in that room, I would have gone crazy. I would have gone crazy. I am a guy. It's hard for me to sit still. I have to do things. That's why I work so much. That's why I like to go to the gym. That's why I like to make these videos. I always want to do something. And when you put me like inside a room with nothing, I really have a hard time, because I need mental stimulation. I need body. I need exercise. I just need to move. So I had to for the first time in my life, I had to go naked for for these people, and they were like examining me. And back then, I didn't have all these much tattoos, but I had some tattoos, and they going didn't they write down, "Oh, he has the tattoo there. Oh, he has a pimple there, and he has this and that." And then I had to go all naked, and they lifted up my, you know what, and I had to turn around, and I had to bend over and everything so they could see if I had something in my ass. It was like it was like pretty it was like a little humiliation ritual, guys. Really. And you had to do that every time you left and when you came back to the prison. Every time. So yeah. And it was like, for me, I was this small kid, and everything was big, and everything was really intimidating. So if somebody sees this video and you planning to do something that's not okay, don't do it, because you don't want to go to jail. Really, it's not a fun experience. And because of the investigation, my investigation was like full on, so I couldn't see or talk to anybody, not to my brother, not to my father, not to my friends. I couldn't see or speak to nobody. When I was in the jail, it was like two rows of cells with like a recreational area, and I couldn't go to the recreational area because of the guys who were there, because I was like in a special detention because the investigation. I imagine if they put me out, I could call and I could maybe ruin, or I could influence the investigation or tamper with evidence or something. That's why they kept me in the cell, and I had to go back to the other city, to the smaller police station, every couple of days, weeks, to talk for yeah, for the cops. And eventually, I just said, I will say what I do, what I did, which cars that I stole, but I'm not going to tell what anybody else did. I'm here for myself. I did what I did, and that I'm gonna tell. Yeah, and that I told guys, and then I had to stay there for 3 months, and it felt like 3 years. The last 2 weeks, I could go out of the special detention, and I could go with the guys on the group, and I could go outside with them, and they because I was 15, I couldn't smoke a cigarette, so they for me they when everyone was gone, they sneaky rolled a cigarette for me, and I could smoke. And these were good guys. In the beginning, it was like a little bit size each other up, and a little bit of. But these were eventually they were all good guys, and I can imagine if you spend a long time with these guys, they will become your brothers because okay, we did something bad, but it's not that you will be bad for your whole life. Everybody can make mistakes as long as you don't physically hurt people, but I'm not saying you can make one mistake and you will be forgiven, no, but I learned from my mistake. And then eventually here in Holland you get like €1 per day. And because I was so long in my cell, I had the money saved up. And then they just put you on the street. You get your money, you get some extra for the train and the taxi, and then I just went home after 3 months. And the first thing I did when I was home was like this special sandwich we have here, and I bought it. And then I had to stay inside for 2 months, and eventually I had to do like 200 or 300 hours of work of free work, and I had to pay, I think, €2,000. Yeah, I think so. That somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 euro. But the jail, I have to say, the Vught jail, the maximum security jail, wasn't even that bad. The first 4 nights in the smaller jail with nothing was for me traumatizing because, like I said, guys, handle I cannot handle these small spaces with nothing to do. It's really hard for me, and I just don't like it. And I never, ever, ever want to go there. Imagine now, guys. We all have a social media brain. Our attention span is like really short. So if somebody made it to the video, you have an attention span of an elephant. Imagine now with the with everything we are used to, the stimulation of social media and everything. Imagine going now to jail with our short attention span brains. You will sit there and you will have a really hard time. I just never going back. I'm working now. Life is good. And that was a lesson for me and my experience here in the most maximum security prison of Holland. So guys, I hope you enjoyed a little story time, and maybe subscribe, like, check out my other content, and see you guys in the next video.